So today we're going to be modeling during playtime, and specifically if your Avaz user is into playing with sensory toys, I'm going to share with you 5 different ideas for what you can model on your Avaz during sensory playtime. So let's get started. Number 1 is you can model action words. So let's say you have a toy that looks something like this, where you can do pull. So I might model the action word pull. So we'll go into actions. More actions. I'm going to say, ooh,
pull.
I can see you're pulling it. So something like that. And then maybe if you have a toy, one of these press ones, that where you can go press and press them in. So you might model, okay, let's press them together, and then you press. Now suppose you have a couple of these sensory balls where you can, roll them and feel them. So you might model, oh, let's roll them, or look at me, I'm rolling them. So that's another example. And also if you have some of these squishy toys where you can do squeeze, so that will be another action word. So you can model squeeze. I don't have squeeze on my action screen, so I'm just going to do a quick search using the search button. So I'll do search and type in squeeze, S-Q-U-E-E-Z-E, squeeze. I found squeeze. So we can say, oh, let's squeeze this. So that's another action word you can model. So during your play with sensory toys, you will get many opportunities to model action words. So that's number 1. Now coming to number 2, you can model lots of descriptive words. So let's go to the describe folder. So we'll go back home, go into describe. So maybe first off you can start by modeling size. So let's say you have a toy that looks something like this, where you can model, oh, this one's big. So then we'll go into size. And we'll say, oh,
big.
This one's really big. And then maybe next we want to model like the texture or how it feels. So then we'll go back.
We'll
go into touch. And maybe you want to model, oh, this one's squishy, right? So we'll say squishy. And then maybe you want to model some shapes. So we'll go into shapes and we'll say, oh, this one's a circle. But also, like, there's a couple of other shapes that you can see. For example, like this is in the shape of an ice cream, so you might model that. Like, so we'll go into keyboard really quickly.
Keyboard, I-C, ice cream.
Oh, this one's an ice cream shape. But also, like, let's say if you're playing with one of these toys where you can open it up, right? You might make some shapes with this, so you might model that. So like, oh, look, it makes an O, or it makes a C. So you might model, look,
C.
It makes a C shape. So there's a couple of different ways that you can model shapes. Now coming back to describe.
Pictures. Go back.
Maybe you want to model some colors. So for example, on this you can see a bunch of different colors. So you'll go into colors.
You
can say, oh, I see yellow. I see pink. And I also see some green. So that way you can model different colors that you're seeing. And finally, maybe you even want to model some sound, right? So
sound.
This particular toy, when you open it up, it can be loud. So let's say you open it and you say, oh, that's a loud sound, and you go
loud.
So those are some different examples of some descriptive words that you can model. So that's number 2, describing words. Now coming to number 3, you want to model some comments about like how the activity is going and how you are feeling about it. So let's do that. So we'll come back to the home screen, and I want to model some excited comments. So I'm going to use my excited voice. So we'll go into tone, change it to excited. We can say, oh, this is so much fun. And then maybe we want to model another comment. So we'll go into quick responses and comments, and we'll say, oh,
I love it.
I love playing with these toys. So that could be another example of a comment. But also Suppose your Avaz users not enjoying this that much, or they're finding it too difficult. Maybe you want to model a different set of comments. So that time I'm going to use a different voice for this. I'm going to go to the sad voice and I'm going to say, oh,
it's too hard.
It's too hard. Like, for example, if they can't get this open, or even if this is too loud for them, when you open it up, if the sound is too loud. So maybe you want to model,
it's too loud.
It's too loud. It's too hard. So those could be some other comments that you could be modeling. So that's number 3, and that's commenting. So now coming to number 4, we're going to model some feelings. So let's say, for example, at the beginning of this playtime, let's go
home. Feel.
I'm going to change back the voice. At the beginning of this play, suppose they were feeling upset. Or bored. Or even maybe anxious. I can't find the word anxious. There we go.
Anxious.
So that's what they were feeling at the beginning of the play, but once they started playing with their favorite toys, maybe they're feeling relaxed now, and maybe they're feeling happy. So that's another great idea for you. So if during the activity you notice different feelings, you could be calling them out and modeling those feelings for them. So that's number 4, and that's feelings. Now coming to number 5, we can model some questions. So
home.
Let's go in and use our questioning voice or our curious voice. So we'll put that on. So suppose you have a new toy, and maybe your Avaz user is curious about what is this, right? So maybe you can model
questions.
What is this? Using the core word what, but also if you wanted to model the whole question, I would go into quick.
Questions. What is this?
What is this? What is this new toy? So that could be one of the questions they may be curious about, but also maybe they want to know like how this toy works, right? Because it's not very obvious in the beginning. So we'll go back into home.
Questions.
How does this work? So in that way you could be modeling some questions from the Avaz user's perspective about what they're curious. So that's number 5, and that's questions. So that brings us to the end of the modeling for this activity. I hope you can try out the ideas and share your feedback with us, and stay tuned for more.